Hello YouTube and fellow DC Comic fans, I'm Keith One Shot, and this is my dramatic reading series, and today we will be covering The Flash 39, A Perfect Storm from DC Comics.
Since their earliest days, humans have been fascinated with power. It gives control over life and death. It makes sense that man would steal it repeatedly, because it's power that defines you. It's power that rules the world. Without power, man would be nothing. And now, its rightful owner wants that power back.
DC Comics proudly presents the 700th issue of The Flash. We start this story off with The Flash running through Central City as he thinks to himself, "My name is Barry Allen, and her name was Sally Sherman, and she was the love of my life. Or so I thought in 3rd grade. Sally was my first real crush, but I was too afraid to even talk to her. My mom dropped me off at school one day, and her motherly instincts picked up immediately that I was nervous when I saw Sally on the playground. She said, 'Barry, just be honest, and be yourself.'" We then go to the Central City graveyard on the present day, where Barry Allen says to Iris West, "Can you forgive me, Iris?" Then Iris replies, "Barry, is this why you asked me here?" "When I left you a message to meet me, I thought..." "You left a message at the newspaper to meet you at your mother's grave. Of course I came. I might not be ready to dive back into us, but I still care about you." "When Red Death attacked Central City, we saw each other. You told me that." "I remember what I said, Barry, and I meant it. I miss you. Ever since you started working with Wally again, he's been happier. It's meant a lot to me that even though you and I weren't talking, you were there for him. It reminded me what it was like to have you in my life. But after everything that's happened, I would never want to rush you. I'm sorry for how I acted after Thawne, and for the lies I told you. And if you're not ready to talk, I understand. I just miss my friend." "Okay, Barry, but I need something before I agree to talk about us." "Anything." "I want to talk about him. I want to see his life, how he lives." "Right. Okay then. You know I'd do anything for you, Iris." We then see Barry quickly change into his Flash suit, then pick Iris up and run away. Then Flash says to Iris, "I'm sure you have a lot of questions." Then Iris replies, "That was quick." "Cute. How about we start with how I became the Flash?" "Oh please, I'm an investigative reporter. I had it all figured out the moment Thawne ripped the mask off your face." Then, as the two race through Central City, Iris says, "The night the lightning hit you in the crime lab, that's when you got the Speed Force. You used it and your knowledge of science to build your bright red suit, so you could be a hero in Central City. But being a hero in Central City sometimes means going up against criminals like the Rogues. And the real reason you're late all the time is that you're saving the world daily." Then Flash says, "If you're the type to read the Clip Notes version, then yeah." Then Iris replies, "Okay, fine, smart guy. Show me a chapter of The Flash that I've never read before." We then see a police escort of a prisoner. Then we hear the prisoner in the truck say to the guard,
Can you smell it in the air? It's going to rain.
Then the guard says, "Shut it, Carver!" We then see Kid Flash running along the police escort as he thinks to himself, "My name is Kid Flash, and Dr. Carver should be on my hate list, but he was with Black Hole when they unleashed the Speed Force storm on Central City that helped turn me into Kid Flash. When Carver tried to strong-arm the Speed Force into his body, it turned him into the Speed Machine, proving that forcing the Speed Force to do anything comes with a massive cost. But now Carver is on his way to stand trial for his crimes, and I'm betting Black Hole frees him during his transfer from Iron Heights." Godspeed warned Barry that Carver was just a general. Then, as Kid Flash is running, he hears a voice say, "Hey, Kid Speedy!" Then Kid Flash turns around and sees that it's his friend, Avery Ho, the Chinese Flash. Then Avery says, "Want a race? Loser buys lunch, so I hope you have some cash in that suit." Kid Flash then hugs Avery and says, "Avery, I thought you were busy with the Justice League in China." Then Avery says, "I tried to FaceTime you, dude. No way I was going to miss Carver on trial." "So, when are you planning on visiting me in China? Even the Flash made it out with his Justice League for a massive team-up with my Justice League. I totally got to show off how much I've learned about the Speed Force. If I hadn't been struck by lightning from the Speed Force storm, I'd still be a shy girl, stuck in boring Central City. Then Kid Flash says, boring? Then Avery replies, I'm kidding! Jeez! I'm glad you finally ditched that red hoodie though. You look good in yellow, Kid Flash. We then hear a loud crash, then see an explosion. Then Avery says, what the? Then Kid Flash shouts, Carver! Then, as the two young speedsters run, Kid Flash shouts, get the guards! Then Avery replies, you think this is Black Hole? Then, as Kid Flash blasts the escort truck, he tells Avery, gotta be! Don't let them free Carver! Then Avery shouts, Black Hole might be science terrorists, but they fail at prison breaks! The two young speedsters then look down to see the burned body of Dr. Carver. Then Kid Flash says, this is a crime scene now. Why would Black Hole kill Carver? Then Avery looks up at the lightning in the sky and says, Kid Flash, do you have the Speed Force on dial? We then see the Flash with Iris West as the two look out into space from the Justice League Watchtower. Then Iris says, wow! 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 Then Flash says, you said that! It's scary, and beautiful, and inspiring, and intimidating, all at the same time. And the Justice League is okay with me being on the Watchtower? I cleared it with everyone. Batman made his grouchy face, but that's his default. He'll get over it. So, you know who Batman is? Who he really is? Or Superman? Because if I could scoop Lois Lane... those aren't my secrets to tell, Iris. You heroes love your secrets, don't you? Iris, I didn't tell you I was the Flash because I... wanted to protect me. You told me that before, and I still don't buy it. You weren't protecting me. You were protecting you. You used your mask as a wall. If you really trusted me, you would have let me in. Iris. And when I asked what else you were keeping secret, you hesitated. So, what's next? What's a day in the life of the Flash? Do you patrol the streets like a traffic cop? I've never seen a Flash symbol in the sky. How do you know when you're needed? I'll show you. The lightning bolts on the side of my mask are special radio receivers that tell me when there's trouble. We then go to Central City, where a lightning storm is getting intense. Then a few citizens shout, this storm is getting nasty! What is that? We then see the Flash running with Iris, as he tells her, I created a program that filters radio signals and police wires, which alerts me to any emergencies or suspicious happenings in Central City. Then Iris says, and then you just run to it? I need to know everything, Flash. We then hear Flash think to himself, everything? She has no idea what she's asking. Everything means Flashpoint, and the chaos in the time stream. Everything means telling her she has two nephews named Wally. Wally said he wasn't ready to tell her. Honestly, I'm not even sure if I am. If I tell Iris everything about the Flash... Then suddenly, Flash hears a voice in his mind tell him,
if you do, then she won't want Barry Allen.
Then Flash says, what? Then Iris replies, Flash, what's wrong? Then Flash thinks to himself, I'm afraid that... Then the voice in Flash's mind says,
the Flash is the only thing that makes you special. Your mother lied about being yourself, Barry.
Then Flash says to Iris, you hear that? There's a voice. Then Flash thinks to himself, in my head. We then hear the voice say inside of Flash's mind,
why would a woman want to know the real Barry Allen when she could know the Flash?
Then Iris says to Flash, I don't hear anything. Just then, things start slowing down around Flash. Then Flash says, Iris! Then Flash thinks to himself, am I speeding up, or is Central City in slow motion? Time is slowing down to a crawl, except for me. Then suddenly, we see lightning strike down off in the distance, and hear a loud, crack-a-boom! Then we hear the voice in Flash's mind say,
run, Flash! Come to me!
Then Flash thinks to himself, can't risk moving Iris until I get to the bottom of... Then the voice says,
can you feel it, Flash? With each step, you grow slower.
Then Flash replies, shut up! Then, as Flash runs into the city, he sees where the lightning struck. Then he thinks to himself, Central City Police Department. Someone is building what looks like a giant lightning rod on top. That's where I was struck by. Then, with a loud crack-a-boom, Lightning again strikes down near the Flash. Then, we see Dalton Black, aka Multiplex, rain down cones of himself from the sky, attacking the Flash. As Multiplex attacks Flash, he shouts, "You beat us before, Flash, but this time, we have speed on our side." Then Flash says, "Multiplex? How?" Then we see Mina, aka Negative Fast Track, with Multiplex, and Rajin, the god of lightning. Then Mina says, "Didn't your mother teach you? Sharing is caring. Or did she die before that?" Then Rajin says,
"Are you ready to pay for your selfishness, Flash?"
Then, as the Multiplex cones hold him back, Flash yells, "Mina, this is who you're working for? This is the leader of Black Hole?" Then Rajin tells Flash,
"My name is Rajin, Master of Lightning, but I am merely a loyal soldier in this conflict, Flash. I answer to the rightful owner of the power you have abused and hoarded for too long. My lord and master is the true god of the Speed Force. Bow to him, Flash."
We then hear the voice inside of Flash's mind say,
"We haven't seen each other in a long time, Barry, but I was always with you. Every time you would rattle on endlessly in your head about your mother, your loves, your friends. Every time you said my name is Barry Allen, you were confessing to me. I know your real secrets, all your inner worries and fears."
Then Flash shouts, "Oh no!" We then see a large set of eyes. Then a pair of arms reach out and grab the Flash. Then we see that it's Gorilla Grodd. Then, as Grodd smashes Flash into the ground, Grodd shouts,
"It's time for the Speed Force to finally be mine. My life depends on it."
Then Flash screams out in pain, "Grodd!" And that ends today's story. Comic published by DC Comics. All rights, story art, and characters belong to DC Comics and the respective owners. Not me. This is Ben, the Flash 39, Perfect Storm, and I'm your host, Keith One Shot. If you like this video, make sure to check out the rest of my Comic Complete dramatic reading series, and support DC Comics by picking up a copy of the trades and single issue comics. Support your local comic book shop, take care, and have a great day. Goodbye!